Hello everybody, it's Current Cartoon TV coming to you with another review of Steven Universe Future. I am your host today, Outlaw, and I also have Gundam.
What's up, guys?
And we're also joined by Red.
Hello, hello.
So guys, we're going to go reviewing the next two episodes of Steven Universe of Rosebuds and Volleyball. So let's go ahead and jump right into Rosebuds, where Steven gets a surprise visit from some old friends, as even more of a surprising introduction to some new ones.
Oh, yes.
So, Red, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
So I really liked how they finally explained, what happened to the humans that were in the zoo. That was so cool that we actually, kind of like another little family reunion. And then speaking of family reunions, Amethyst kind of reunites with her little Amethyst family. I just really like how they act. They're just one big happy family. They're just fun and happy-go-lucky and silly. And then we get to the Rose Quartz, and that was awkward just watching. It was kind of like nail biting. Like, oh boy, how is he gonna react?
If you think it was awkward for Steven, it was awkward for us just to watch it. Just like, what do we think about this?
Yeah, it was super weird. But I do like how they gave different personalities to each of the Rose Quartzes. So like one's really cheerful and hyper one, and one's kind of cool, and the other is like the silent and observant type. So the one that was most like his mom was the silent and observant one, which is a little unsettling because she looked the most like her. So
yes,
a little awkward to see Steven just, kind of not react and bottle up his emotions.
Yeah, he did, very much.
And I do like how he's slowly but surely coming to terms with his mom and the things that she's done. But we also get to see some of the positive things, like creating the Rose Quartzes. She did something positive, but we're just so bombarded with all these negative things that she's done. It's rare to see all the good that she has done. So it was good to see just a little bit of an uptick for the things she's done.
And how about you, Gundam? What did you like about this episode?
I'd have to say this episode does have good colors, not great, and I'll tell you why as well too. With the rose quartz and everything, it was a very pink episode, which is expected when it comes to this. I did love also the music and the designs of the non-rose quartz, the ones that don't look like our rose quartz. The voice acting was really good for those characters as well. And we finally, like Red said, we finally got closure of the Zoom-ins and, how they were doing. And this is the only episode so far we did not see Steven go pink again.
That is true. So far, this is the only episode.
And those were pretty much my likes for this episode. It was pretty short, but straight to the point.
I honestly only have a few likes myself here. I did like how the zoom-in came over to Steven and revealed that Rose Quartz were unbubbled and all that. And he meets three new Rose Quartz. And seeing how Steven is not really as uncomfortable with these three new quartz is like, wow, what can you do and all that. But that's honestly the only thing I really liked about this episode is the zoom-in actually showing up, and we get to see what they've been doing and all that, and how Amethyst and her family is doing. So, Gundam, give me your dislikes.
I have pretty number of dislikes for this episode. One, I think that the episode was not paced very well. It starts really fast. We go right to the zoo right after the zoom-in calls, and then we go right to Steven going to meet those Rose Quartz without really expanding on more of the zoo. Like, we only saw the woman zoom in that one video. She wasn't even in the rest of the episode, if you think about it. And a lot of the other amethysts, we didn't really get to see what all she did with all the other amethysts. I did not like how cringy it was for the Rose Quartz to be with Steven and Pearl and Garnet, and there's the tension there was very, very like unsettling, and I did not like that whatsoever. And so that was pretty much my dislikes for the episode.
And how about you, Red? What are your dislikes?
I mean, I do agree with Gundam that it was very cringy, but it was intentional cringe. You're not supposed to enjoy every single episode or every single aspect of life, like there's gonna be heavy baggage and it's gonna be super awkward, and there are situations where it's gonna be like that and we have to deal with it, but it was still very uncomfortable. And also I really didn't like, the use of quote unquote hip phrases like famethyst and I could literally die. I'm dead.
This is so great! I'm dying! I am dead, Rose Quartz!
And then next, I'm just expecting a yeet or a dab. I'm not a fan of these quote-unquote hip phrases. It's really cringy.
What I disliked about this whole thing was how the zoom-in actually treated Greg when they first seen him again. It's like, wow, so much hate there.
I forgot what happened. It's been so long.
Greg didn't choose anybody in the choosing, so they think Greg hates them all. So
Yeah.
It's like, wow, come on, guys, learn to forgive and forget. And then how the other gyms actually acted around Rose Quartz is when they were at his house. It's like, wow, that was so cringeworthy and all that. Like Pearl literally was like speechless a couple times there, especially when she was about ready to say thank you, Rose Quartz. She just like froze there, and then Garnet, the chillest person possible, she even got creeped out by this and all that. And the fact that Greg actually ran away when he came into the house, like, hey, when are the zoom men are leaving? Because I haven't seen so many X's in my... And then he doesn't even finish his sentence. And when he sees like armada of Rose Quartz around the table and all that, he's like, yep, time to go.
Yeah, no one wants to admit that it's weird to them. Except finally at the very end when Steven he just finally cracks. But it just, out of everybody there, no one's going to say that it's weird. They're all just gonna keep their mouths shut and go, yep, this is fine.
And Steven's even the fault for this, for actually letting them do whatever they want to do, pretty much. They wanted to come to Earth. They wanted to come see how Steven lives. They wanted to eat. They wanted to sleep. They wanted to live with him. It's like, hold on now.
Yeah.
What does Steven really want to do? But Steven wasn't really trying to, like, step in and like, hey, guys, no, this is my life. Like, if he would have done that like what he did with the diamonds during the movie, it would have been a whole different story.
Right.
So that is one thing. And the last thing I really did not like, I did not like the removal of Rose Quartz's picture from the house. It's like, what's the point of removing the picture? Rose Quartz is still his mother and all that. Yes, she did some bad things, but she, like you said, she did some good things. So what was the purpose of moving the Rose Quartz picture from the house into Lion's Mane? It's like, you don't want anybody to know that your mother was Rose Quartz, which was also Pink Diamond. Like, it seems like he's trying to hide the fact that she is his mother.
I think that's going to be... I think that's what this season so far is leading up to, is that Steven's learning so much, and he's making a lot of poor decisions as well. And I think that's all going to come down towards the end, and he's going to finally realize that some of the decisions he made were not the best.
So let's go ahead and go into our ratings here. Red, what did you give this?
I'll give it a 3. It was just super uncomfortable. It was one of the most uncomfortable episodes that they've released.
Gundam.
Oh, my rating for this one is a 2 out of 5, just so you know.
I'm also going to give it a 2 out of 5. I kind of agree with you, Gundam, there, that they are just pushing the problem away, not actually tackling it head on. Let's go ahead and go into our next episode of Volleyball, where Volleyball is determined to help Pink Diamond's original Pearl heal the scar on her face. Red, how about you give me your likes of this episode?
This episode was incredibly impactful. I had chills a lot of the time. And it has the same reoccurring theme as the previous 3 episodes, which is you can't force people to change. They have to. You can help them as much as you can, but they ultimately have to change. Especially with Pink Pearl. What do we call her? Volleyball. Pink's Pearl. Of course, I love Super Pearl's design, like the combination of the 2 pearls. So Sailor Moon like. It was amazing with the ribbon whip and the silhouette and the music, and it was all like pop and cutesy and pink. It was just super cute. I love the art style too. And again, as I said in the past episode, the art style just keeps getting better and better and better. Oh, I loved it.
How about you, Gundam? What did you like about this episode?
I have to agree with Red on this one 100%. Great colors, great music. Like, the amount of animation in this episode feels like it is still a step above the previous episodes and even possibly even the movie sometimes, but I don't know how they can continue to do this type of quality, but I'm loving it, and I think that they need to show everybody that they can consistently do it, and they're doing it. I really loved how emotional this episode was as well too, because it's really impactful, like how someone who's been hurt by someone you love, but you want to forgive them, but you also want to believe that it was right or even not of their own design, like they didn't actually mean to do it. But as we can see from all the series and all the seasons, it was all Pink Diamond's decision. It was her decision to hurt her. It was a decision to hurt everyone, Spinel, you name it. And it really shows that it's the negative emotions that are causing Steven to manifest these new powers as well. Is that all those negative feelings of fear and distress and just all this culmination into what he's manifesting in his pink power. And now that we know that Pink had a really destructive side, as we got a hint of in that one episode where he dreamed about her and she punched the glass at how bratty she was, I thought they did a really good job of kind of expanding on that and kind of bringing it to a new level, which I loved.
Yeah, you don't really see Steven hardly ever getting that angry. We've never seen him getting that angry, where like wall-shattering anger. That was very chilling.
What I liked about this episode was actually that we see Steven actually starting to heal other gems on Earth and all that. We actually see the bodyguards of the mayor actually coming in, getting healed and all that. Kind of like the little, like, how would you like this administered, by the regular way or the kissing way? Like, yeah, I just take the hand on the gem technique and all that. And I do like the scene of the fact that we got to see Pink Pearl. We didn't get really any closure from the end of Steven Universe. We don't know what happened to her and all that from the movie or anything like that. So seeing her come back is like a good sign, and seeing her actually coming to him to see if he could heal her, that was great and all that. And then we actually get to see where the pearls were actually created and all that at the reef. That was actually kind of, it was actually kind of amazing. But one thing I really like seeing is actually the fusion of Pink Pearl and Pearl becoming Mega Pearl, which is actually in the credits. It actually has Mega Pearl. So that's the official fusion name, I guess. And the outfit, I know you said it was looking a lot like Sailor Moon. It really, to me, looked like more of Revolution Girl Utina.
Yeah, I could see that.
So yeah, I really like that, and the style and all that. And that look she gave Steven after he actually opened the doors again. It's like,
whoa.
Woo! The ultimate lesson was that both Pearls thought they knew Pink Diamond better than the other one, but they didn't know the other side of Pink Diamond. So when they fused and all that, they actually got a more understanding of Pink Diamond.
Yeah, they both knew each one's extreme. One, the extreme good and the extreme, I won't say violent, but the extreme variableness of her at that time.
All right, Gundam, how about you give me your dislikes?
What I disliked about this episode, honestly, I really didn't have much to dislike. I thought it was a really well-paced episode. I thought they did a good job of showing the story and giving us a coherent narrative with Pink Diamond's Pearl, bringing her to see how, if she's even possibly fixed, and really just going through the situation very well. So I don't have any dislikes, honestly. I thought they did a good job.
How about you, Red? Any dislikes?
I don't really have any dislikes. It's more just like, it was a little uncomfortable to see Steven get that angry and to honestly throw a big tantrum. It seems like every episode there's this factor of uncomfortability. Like, life is gonna make you uncomfortable and you have to get used to it and you have to deal with it and not suppress your emotions, because if you do, it's just going to explode. So it was just a little uncomfortable, but totally worth it. Other than that, it was amazing. Loved it.
I do have a dislike of this episode. One, I think hopefully you two will agree with me on this one, is Volleyball. Seriously, what kind of nickname is that?
That's lazy.
Yeah, very lazy.
Very lazy.
It's like, come on, Steven. I know he has came up with better nicknames for other gyms and all that. It's like, but Volleyball, because you just got smacked in the face with a volleyball, that's the first thing that came in your head?
Well, again, it was because he was uncomfortable and it was put in a situation that needed to be solved right at this moment.
And then Steven is trying to hide all the bad things that his mother has done. Like, he's trying to suppress them down so much that even him losing his cool and showing some of that destructive power of Pink Diamond. So it's like, wow. That's like, Steven doesn't want to admit that he's Rose Quartz's son. It's like, come on. So, Red, how about you give me your ratings?
I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. I think this was one of my favorite episodes out of the 4 that did drop. So 5 out of 5 for me.
Gundam.
I have to give it a 5 out of 5 as well. I think it's one of the good episodes of this series so far. Well, it's great. Nah, I say it was good. It's not my favorite of the 4 so far, but episode 2 is still the best. But it's good. 5 out of 5.
I want to give this a 4 out of 5. I think there's still some room for better perfection, but it was still an amazing, great episode and all that. Seeing Mega Pearl at the end of the episode and actually looking on the seaside, letting Steven know everything's okay. And it kind of makes me wonder if Pearl's eye is actually going to be fixed now that she now has accepted the fate of Pink Diamond and all that. Because it was more of an emotional damaging, not physical damage. And you did see how they didn't actually reveal that eye after they defused. Thank you guys once again for listening to us actually talk about Steven Universe future.
And don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. We love hearing your guys' comments. We also have some links in the description. We have our Facebook, our Twitter, our Patreon, our website at www.currentcartoontv.com. And Red, you have some links down there as well.
I got a cosplay page. I'm on Facebook at Perfectly Red Cosplay. I'm also on Instagram at Perfectly Red.
Thank you guys once again. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.